Um, I want to talk to you quickly that before you jump into marriage, most importantly, it's very, very key, it's very, very important that you check out the background of the person you want to get married to. When I mean background, I'm not talking about how rich they are or how poor they are. That's not what I mean. That's not what I'm talking about. Because most of the character that we have are actually from where we are coming from. We are all raised in different environments. We have different behavior based on where we are coming from. There are some things that are embedded in us, not by our making, but because of the environment where we are coming from. So before you say I do, you have to be very sure of what you are saying I do to. You see, sometimes when I look at marital vows and when people say I do, and I ask myself, do we actually understand what we are saying I do to? Do you understand the context and the content of that I do? When the priest asks you, do you take so and so to love, to cherish, to that, in good health, in sickness, in poverty? I do. Now, have you ever actually sit down, be able to analyze that I do, the marital vow? Now, let me shock you with something. When you say, will you take this person in sickness, in health, in whatever, let me analyze what sickness actually means. Sickness does not mean that this person will fall down, fall ill while he or she is in the hospital. Then you have to go visiting, caring for him or her at the hospital. Sickness goes beyond that. It could be a mental problem. Mental problem doesn't mean he throw his clothes outside, he or she throw his clothes outside. Mental illness has different categories. It could be emotional problem. You see, when you marry somebody, you marry their history, you marry their problems, you marry everything they have. Marriage is not exclusive. It's not, how will I put it? You cannot separate your spouse from what he or she carried, from where he or she is coming from. So that's why it's very key before you say I do. You have to look at for this person's background, not to judge them. Don't get me wrong. Not to judge them. Oh, now so that it be for your family. That is not the point. That is not the point. My point is, when some behavior are exhibited, or when he or she